Bex here from channel bexbugoutsurvivor, and I was having a mooch through the market on the weekend and I was lucky enough to find a British Army stretcher. Now this stretcher is also a hammock. Now it has components which are designed to cater for the injured party, but I've adapted it in such a way that it also can house your sleeping bag, your basher, your camo net, pretty much anything like that, all into one easy foldable pack. Now it's not actually designed to do that, but I've worked out a way. First, let's have a look at what we're talking about. Now the British Army came up with this stretcher. This one is dated in the 90s. So I have my tarp, my roll mat, I have a camo net, and I have a sleeping bag. But I'm going to show you how to use all these components to unify it with just this British Army stretcher, and this is what we're going to have a look at now. So, British Army casualty stretcher, which also converts to a hammock. At the foot end it has long nylon tapes, comes through this section here which tightens everything up quite nicely, and in here is a gap where your wooden pole would go through, come out the other side to make a stretcher. This is the foot box to the stretcher. Your casualty would lie down on here and this would stop him falling out. On the inside of the foot box are two webbings. Now you'd tie in your casualty like this to stop him slipping out if you're crossing heavy terrain. But these here that I'm using, we're going to adapt to make into a pack to stow everything you need. If you use this as a hammock, I would use this section here to use as a hood, or keep it as a foot box and insulate it. On both sides of the hammock are 3 handholds. 6 men could carry this stretcher. Without the pole, or with the pole, 2 men. Now off the end of the hammock is this strengthening bar. It's the webbing encased in a plastic tubing which comes to this box squared stitching here, which comes to a D-ring, another box stitched section here, and quite long webbings, 2 of each end for the trees. So to put it on, I'll put it at shoulder height around the tree, and I want to try and get at least around the tree twice and tie around the front. That way I know it's not going to slip. It needs to be shoulder level at least, minimum. I can only get 1 span around the foot end, and I'd rather have a double span on the head end than the foot. Unless you set this up perfectly level left and right, it'll want to tip you out, so I'm going to adjust this. So I'm at about shoulder level, maybe a little more. Now to eliminate any shoulder pinch and flatten the hammock out, I'm using standard Army roll mats, and I've got 2. One inside the other. Here's the standard, and I have the Army 3/4 length inflatable inside that. There's no need to carry the 3/4 length inside its compression sack. It just takes up room in the pack. If you're using both of these anyway, roll them up together. I'm going to just lay these out in the hammock, making sure the pad comes underneath this foot box and inside. You can see how the seam just folds nicely over it on both sides, and it's an exact length because this pad is designed for this hammock. And here's the handholds for the stretcher, 6 of these in total. Perhaps you can do something with these. And I haven't blown up the 3/4 length inflatable. I'm just going to get on it. It's a lovely warm system, this. Now I brought with me my sleeping bag. I'm using pack 58. And I can use it as a sleeping bag. I don't need to just use it like an over blanket. I can actually get right into this. And I have all the insulation I need underneath there. And the hood of this, if I wanted, could go into this foot box. Let's try that. So I can get in with my feet. And using the central zip isn't a problem. So I can use the whole sleeping bag. Hood up. There's not a lot of wiggle room with this. It is a narrow lie. But if I was just to stay in this position, I could probably get on my side for a bit as well. That's fine. Get back onto my back. I wouldn't want to fidget and roll about very much in this. This is cosy. It's not very wide. It is literally the width of your shoulders. So it comes under my arm here and under my arm here. Unlike a camping hammock that'll come right up over your shoulders. But I'm going to have my arms in the bag anyway, so that wouldn't matter. You also have to be quite selective of the trees. They have to be relatively close together because you don't want to extend the webbing suspension very far, because I think you need to go around at least twice just to get that security. I've tried it just looping it once and tying it from behind the tree. I didn't feel very safe like that. And it makes for a speedy little getaway if you need it. Imagine just pushing the sleeping bag into this, taking your basher down, and it fits into this. And so does my camo net, that fits into here. Everything fits into this foot box hood. And this is quite a big sleeping bag. Then I roll everything up and tie it off. Alternatively, there is a way I can neatly put everything into this foot box. So the hammock's down, there's the straps, and I'm going to turn this foot box inside out. And remember them straps I've shown you that tie around the casualty's foot? Well, now, rather than being on the inside of the pack, these two straps look like this, are now on the outside, and I can use that like a cinch compression for the sleeping bag, the bivvy, the tarp, camo net, everything. Got my basher, it's just loose at the moment, easily fits in. Let's go another step further and put the camo net in. Still loads of room. Now I need to roll this the length of the hammock until I get to the straps, which I keep rolling around like this, and I can give it some compression until I get to a point here where there are two D-rings. I'm going to bring the webbing suspension through them D-rings and just tie off in a bow. Now this would have been one of them handles to lift the stretcher. Here are the webbings, which I'm going to place through and around the pack until it meets the other side. On these suspensions, I can tie off into a bow with both lines here. one from the left, one from the right, and instead of tying it right down, I tie it a lot looser, just in a couple of overhand knots. One there. Let's try the other one. Now remember, I have everything in here other than the sleep pad. And that is how it would look. Also prevents any damage to your 3/4 length while you're rolling it. Okay, I'm just going to release any last air and tie up the valve. Here we go again. And just use the ties that come with your standard kit mat and get both of them in together like that. Now this pack here will fit into my large Alice pack just as it is. Stand that up. Roll mat on and bring the lid over. Now this is quite a neat way of doing it. Like I said, if you were to try and escape quickly, I just push everything into the hood while it's in its hang position. And take it out like that. Or alternatively is to have a pack like mine, which is big enough to accommodate everything, just loose. It's not too heavy. So I've got mine on the car boot for about 15 quid. I've seen them on eBay anywhere between 30 and 40. Belt's just broken, so I'm gonna have to hold my pants up as I walk. Until next time, take care of yourself. I'll see you out there.